Hey everyone, it's MG from Computer Science 294. Email me at mg@selu.edu if you have any questions, or if you feel like you don't understand something, you can just feel free to email me at this email. You could also come by and see me at my office hours. Send me an email first though to make sure that I am there, and then I'm available for a meeting. This is the very first presentation or video cast of sort of what we're going to be doing in Computer Science 294. Specifically, this is setting up our environment. And environment's really important in any sort of development, really, I guess, any sort of work. You need an environment that works for you. And I've figured out what works for me. Feel free to tweak this or choose a different program if you want. We're specifically going to be looking at brackets in this case to do all of our development. Now, brackets is what I will be doing all of these video casts in. Brackets is cross-platform, so I believe it works on everything. It works on Mac, Linux. Yeah, it looks like Debian-based Linux, Mac, and then of course Windows. Brackets is fantastic. I believe it's based off of it's by Adobe. Yeah, it's an Adobe product. This is what I will be using. So download this, install this. This is going to supply us with everything that we need, including code completion, syntax highlighting, live preview, different types of display options, just a ton of stuff. So don't feel like we are going to be, just because this is free or whatever, don't feel like it's going to be shorting you in any way, shape, or form. Now, if you want to use something else, as long as the source code is in HTML and CSS and JavaScript format, as long as it's going to generate the same type of output, I don't really care what you use. However, I'll say this, and anyone that's ever had me in a previous course, whether I was a TA or was helping out or I was actually teaching it, there's this big scary thing of using a program that does things, that generates code that we don't understand. Code like the code that Dreamweaver generates whenever you drag and drop all these things onto the screen. You may not understand that. It may not conform to certain standards that we're going to conform to in this course, so that things like Foundation or Bootstrap or anything like that will work. And in that case, it's going to be hurting you. So if you don't do web development professionally, if you don't already have an internship or a job, and I'm not talking about opening up Notepad and doing HTML or whatever, we're not going to do that. We're going to use an actual tool. But if you don't have a job where you do web development, I am asking you, please go ahead, download Brackets, try it out. If you don't like it, if you use Atom is a very similar type of thing, but Brackets is what we're going to be using. Once installed, it looks like this. Whenever you open it up, it's just this really basic thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click over here. You may have some different things. I've cleared out the working things, but take this, open up a new folder. In this case, I've already created a CMPS 294 folder on my desktop, so I'm just going to select that folder. But you would want to create a CMPS 294 folder somewhere on your machine. If it's you can create it on a jump drive, Google Drive, something like that. You need it to follow you around because we're going to be doing all of our work in here. So once you select that, you can go ahead and create a new file by right-clicking in your 294 area. We're just going to name it index.html to start out with. And we see that we have our very first sort of thing. Now if we hit this live, this little lightning bolt thing over here, what it's going to do is it's going to, semi-off screen, it's going to create sort of a live view, a Google Chrome window that is really, just give me a second to resize this really quickly. It's going to create a live preview of that. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. There we go. So we can see both of them. So this is our output. This is our source. I'm very quickly going to make some HTML, just stupid HTML. Notice how it's completing the code for me. And now I'm going to fill my body with just a paragraph, real simple stuff. Test, test. And notice how it's writing it over here while I'm writing it over here. And anything, if we were to style things, and again, it's okay if you don't know what I'm doing right here. We're going to take a look at it in class, but we can see that it's doing all of that stuff on the screen, and we're not even saving it. You know, I haven't hit Control S once. It's just sort of knowing that it's making some changes. So this is what we're going to be doing all of our live casts in. This is what we're going to be using, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is available in the classroom that we are going to be doing it in. However, understand that 294 is going to be primarily an online course. It's not rated as an online course. It's not specified as an online course in Moodle or in LeoNet. But it is my choice to, since it is 3-hour course, 1 day a week, 1 night a week, that throws up a certain number of safety hazards whenever you're commuting late at night. The class period is only going to be used for presentations, for question and answer sessions. But all of the practical, all of the video, all of the actual lecture and everything will be mostly delivered via Moodle, via videos. So that's going to be, and again, that's my choice. We're going to see how it works. I reserve the right to change that. But as far as the environment goes, that is the environment. That's the entire environment, literally. Brackets, Google Chrome. Brackets and Google Chrome. That's all you need. Cross-platformable. You can do so much. This is going to do everything that we are going to need it to do in the entire course. So, again, send me an email at mg@selu.edu if you have any questions. If for whatever reason this is not working, again, you go to brackets.io, you click on the download link, you download it, and it's that simple. You install it, it pops up right down here. That's it. It's very, very easy. So do that before anything else. We're going to have our first class. We're going to talk about the syllabus. We're going to just sort of go through everything I just talked about again, and then we're going to kind of go home for the day. That's just so that we have to show up and show that we're there, so make sure that everyone's happy with that. But get this done. Do not wait, because we're going to start doing lectures. We're going to start doing videos, and you need to be prepared to actually start doing some of this. It seems easy at the start, but it's going to get progressively more difficult. And in one session, we might go from doing absolutely nothing to actually full featured, or partially featured development. Or it might take a little bit longer, but you need to be prepared to actually do it. And again, it's a 2-step process. Download Chrome, download Brackets. I guess 3 steps. Set up Brackets. So if you have any questions, again, email me, mg@salu.edu. I will see everyone in class this Wednesday, or I've seen you in class if you're watching this after the fact. Again, if you have any questions, email me, and be safe. Take it easy.